Red Dead Redemption 2 on the PlayStation 4. Last chance. Played this game for about 4 or 5 hours on the Xbox One. Didn't like it. So I'm gonna try it again. Once again from the top. Although we managed to skip one of the story missions, and this is what I'm talking about. I have no interest in going back to the first story mission, the prologue that takes about an hour to get going. It takes you half an hour to get to where you're going. It takes you 15 minutes to get back once you complete the mission. Like, yep, Red Dead Redemption 2. And this is a more interesting playthrough than the one I made on the Xbox One, because I played the Xbox One version on launch. Hated it, by the way. Since then, I have played Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Death Stranding, and of course, I've been playing like hundreds of hours of Skyrim. So let's just be frank here. And I also tried to play GTA 5, but it wouldn't load, so we'll worry about that later. Here's my deal. If I have any interest in playing this game, I will give this game another 2 hours to get its act together. Because I've already been playing for about 3 hours already. I already did the train robbery mission. And I'll go through it again in this video and in a future video. Just so I can get back to where I was. Because then the open world is going to start up. In fact, I can probably do some of the open world now. Let's find out. I mean, I might do the story missions later. But for now, let's see what we can do. Maybe I can hunt some stuff. Like I said, last chance. Where can I go? Let's see if I can actually have fun in a Rockstar game for the first time in, like, forever. I mean, look, your boy loves Skyrim. Your boy loves, Far Cry 3. Loves Saints Row 4. But admittedly, those games aren't trying to be down-to-earth and grounded and realistic. And this game is almost grounded. This game is chained to the earth. It's not just grounded. It's freaking... It's a straitjacket, these Rockstar games. I know why people like them, because they have a lot of polish on their visuals, and they really take their storytelling very seriously. Not Kojima-esque. I mean, they're not that pretentious, but they really do believe that they're making Hollywood quality. They're making cinema. Frankly, it's mush cinema. Honestly, I mean. They're like, yeah, we got all these assets. Let's make a movie using video game engine instead of like using a camera. They're motion capturing everything. I understand. I completely understand that decision. The problem is that they're not making very good games. They're making machinima with incredibly janky controls, just really sloppy, controls. Everything's incredibly sluggish. Everything's at the service of the storytelling. Almost to a fault, because again, if you want to actually do your own thing and enjoy your time playing the game, you have to put up with the story. And if you're like me and you don't want to worry about the story, you don't care about the story, you just want to see if the world's worth exploring. So if you like the story, great. I mean, you're willing to do anything the game wants you to do, because the game really does invest in its characters reasonably well. What it doesn't invest a lot in is how you control the character you're actually using. And doesn't give a crap about pacing. And this isn't just about the moseying with like a cowboy stuff. Rockstar apparently made this decision when Grand Theft Auto 4 came out. They wanted to make different kinds of games. Multiple missions are available, huh? Let's take a quick jaunt back at the camp. I should probably do some of the basics, all right? Hold down on the D-pad to look at the compass. Switch to the expanded view. X for the regular view. We're going to go to the expanded view because that makes more sense. What else do I need to know? Let's go to the control, man. Like I said, it's incredibly cumbersome. But since the game's not that demanding, you aren't going to die because you don't know what you're doing. So in that sense, the game's sort of gentle. Controls. Okay, not the controls I was expecting. I'm not going to play in first-person mode, because let's be honest. Lock-on mode. Normal. We'll stick to normal for now. Aim assist strength, we'll keep that pretty high, given how given how frustrating the controls are as is. Toggle to run. This is one of the things that frustrated me the most about the game. The game is slow enough as is. The problem is that I can never consistently get a good pace going. It's like the game wants me to mosey. Tap to hold delay. Whatever. Tap assist. Okay, again, it's glorified QTEs. If you just want to, let's say you want to run faster. Well, as you could probably tell, because the game's about this moseying pace they got going on, the philosophy seems to be, okay, it's not just about the pace of the game. It's the engineer saying, okay, because the game's pace is so slow, it allows us to make the visuals look better. So we can stream assets and mask all the load times by making the pace of the game slow so that the character isn't outpacing the ability of the engine to generate the visuals that are right in front of you. That seems to be what the game's trying to do. I'm not that kind of engineer, so I'm not going to speculate much more than that. All I'm saying is that it's been frustrating to me to try to figure out how to make the game go faster, because unlike Death Stranding, the infamous Death Stranding, you can't skip cutscenes. So everything you do in this game is based on the walking you do between missions. The problem is that unlike Death Stranding, you are never engaged in the traversal in this game. The game is about holding down the X button or double tapping the X button for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes to get to a part where the story is actually going to start. To get to the part where the action's going to start. If you actually want to do something in this game, you have to follow somebody for 10 to 15 minutes until you're finally able to do it. And this is precisely why I walked away from this game last year when it came out. I'm like, you've got to be freaking kidding me. Do you honestly want me to sit here and sit here and hold down the X button for 2 hours, waiting for the good stuff to start? And the action's not even that good anyway so far. So I'm waiting for the open world to start. But I'm ranting here because I want to get to the... What's the next bit of progress I want to make? It's supposed to be a story mission I can do, right? I'm not going to replay any missions. Good lord. No, don't get me started on replaying any missions. Though I'll probably just mess around. I've recorded a bunch of footage without commentary just to see if I can do that. Good thing I already saved my game, because I want to see what this is about. There are very few places where you can manually save, though. So you're dependent on the breadcrumb autosaves the game allows you to make along the way. The checkpoints aren't too bad, but there are times where you'll have to redo 3 to 4 minutes of progress if you fail a mission. Like, you know, you fell off a train or something. L2, great. Another cold morning.
How's it going?
I guess the mission I have to do is inside. Don't step in the fire. So we'll just mosey on in here. Okay, so I can skip this by holding down the X button. For funsies, we're gonna... Whoops. I didn't want to do this mission. I think this... Is this the, trying to hold up on the D-pad. It's not doing me any good. Okay, watch this. We're going to hold down the trackpad to activate the cinematic camera. And while we're in the cinematic camera mode, we can just hold down the X button while the game automatically takes us where we need to go. Now again, you can't skip this. So what the game appears to be doing is using like these little montages to mask load times. Because if there were just a black screen here with like a static image or something, it would take 3 or 4 minutes for the game to load the arena where we're going to be completing this mission. So I don't even know what we're doing here. What mission is this? I don't remember doing this mission. The last time I went to Pearson's area and we went to a separate place. Actually, I'm pretty sure I already did this mission. Yeah, still some glitching. Maybe all that stuff got patched out, I don't know. I don't know, you think they could patch a better control scheme? They probably won't. That might make the game too easy, I guess. But even more so than it already is, I guess. So again, while the cinematic of camera view is on, they emphasize the letterbox, so they add more black bars to the top and bottom of the screen. Again, not because... Let's be honest. They're not... Are they trying to improve the visuals by reducing the field of view by well, they're not reducing the field of view anyway. They're just putting bars on the top and bottom of the screen and adding a camera that cuts away every few seconds. So I guess it makes it more interesting than just having that over-the-shoulder third-person view. That's the default. But there are going to be parts of the game where eventually we're going to get to an area where we have to get off the horses. Is that me? No, it's not me. I'm just holding down the X button. Never mind. Yeah, it's going to be a shootout up here. So are we done? How long did that take? Are we done riding? So again, there's no fast travel here. There's no way to skip this cutscene. Press the trackpad. Now I can move the camera around.
Mr. Williamson, Mr. Bell, you two take up a hidden position just outside the camp. Mr. Summers, Mr. Escuela, you two hold position here. Let's go.
Again, obviously the game looks good. I mean, we got all this deforming snow, highly detailed visuals. It's probably the reason why the game only runs at 30 frames a second. Because, you know, you got to emphasize the resolution and all this detail. And the game does look very, very good. Does it look better than Skyrim? Nah. Oh, by the way, I accidentally followed those guys over on the right. And they got too far away from me and I failed the mission. Because I went the wrong way. I accidentally chose the wrong people to follow. Because I wasn't paying attention. Because I was losing interest. And I got bored. I don't know what to tell you. Alright, so this is what we needed to do. So we're going to follow this guy for about... Okay, time me. We're going to start walking now. So basically, since we left the camp, all I've had to do is hold down the X button. So when are we actually going to engage in some meaningful interactions in this game? I don't mean story-based interactions. I mean like actual, you know, action or meaning or decisions you actually have to make that don't involve just pressing a button on a controller. Like an actual real-time or deeply important intellectual decision that I might have to make at some point. No, we're not doing that. We're holding down the X button so we can watch the movie play. Hold down our L1, select a long arm slot, use R2 to cycle to the carbine repeater, which is a much better gun than what I'm carrying. That's okay. Again, that's kind of cumbersome too, but again, this isn't a game where you're going to die because you carry the wrong gun, alright? You might have to practice doing that so you get comfortable doing it on a regular basis. When you go out in the open world and you don't have all this hand-holding the game's doing. You probably already know this. If you rented this game at the Redbox vending machine in 2019 before they, you know, went out of business, if you rented this game, you needed 2 discs. On the Xbox One, I want to say you needed 2 installation discs. You needed a data disc and a disc that you can play the game on. I believe the game required at least 80 gigabytes, maybe 90, and this is on the launch version of the game. This is the disc. And I can't run here, by the way. I'm double tapping the X button and I can't run. The game won't let me run. So I just have to sit here and do this. Because even though I already know where I'm going, I know what I have to do, but the game's just kind of forcing me into this slow walk. We're going to slow jam. Because we're building tension, I suppose. But again, this isn't building tension. This is building boredom. That's the problem. It's pacing. This isn't... this might be tense for some people, but for me, tension is based on knowing that you're going into a dangerous situation, like in an XCOM enemy unknown, or if you're going against a really tough enemy, like in Skyrim, like if you're going into a giant camp or something, or there's a dragon that's going to attack you, stuff like that. You know, there's a troll on your path. You know, in Skyrim, you know enemies are dangerous in some areas, so the tension is built based on the fact that you might actually die. But in this game, the tension seems to be based on the fact that you're going so slow that you start getting antsy. And look, I don't have attention deficit disorder or anything. But this game tests my patience in ways that very few video games ever have. And I've been playing video games since the early 1980s. And I guess the best example, again, a game that tests your patience but isn't boring is a game like Death Stranding. That's my opinion. I know the game's very divisive. But this is a game that makes me want to play Death Stranding. It's so boring. There's your 2019 hot take of the decade, I guess. Red Dead Redemption 2 is a game so boring, pretentious. Is a game so boring and pretentious that it makes me want to play Death Stranding. Like it's not. We're not even talking about a game that's deliberately paced in a good way. We're talking about a game that's deliberately paced in a frustrating way. I'm holding down the L1 button to switch to the different parts of my weapon wheel. We'll switch to the carbine repeater later. We're gonna get a bunch of bullets in the process. Press the left stick in to crouch. And all the guys over here on my team. Get in cover. Well, cover where? On the other side? Fine, I guess. Well, I'm in cover now. Where are we going? Oh, we have to go over here. Sorry. We'll go over here. Good. Over here. Okay, I did this before. It's complicated. There we go. How about I shoot him? Well, they're going to see me on that side. I tell you what, I'm going to go over here. You shoot him. I'll go around I'll flank him on the side. Whoops, can't go that way. Never mind, forget I said anything. I'll flank him over here. I'll let you guys get the party started. I'll run away. There is someone on a roof around here somewhere. They're gonna spot us eventually. I just don't remember where. I don't remember when they're actually gonna spot us. Oh, they spotted me. Oh well, because I was too sneaky. Okay, R1 to get into cover. R1. There we go. Hold down L2 to target the enemies. That guy's on my team. The guys we want on the other side. Switch, press square to cover transition. I can't get around this stupid tree. I'm not. These aren't the best tactics, but hey, what are you gonna do? R1. Wrong way. Yeah, I see him. I see him. Yeah, they're on my radar. They're on the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. So let's zip around them. Did I die? Yes, one of my guys died. Yep, that's how you fail a mission. By getting too creative, I suppose. Now, I forget where... I think the game starts you off when you're in cover, about ready to start the fight. So the checkpoint here isn't too far away. Thankfully, the game doesn't make you walk for 10 minutes to get to where we were before. So you saw how long it took for us to get here. Let's just crack on this button. Target the guy in the head. And you. You're two are dead. You on the side. Got him in the head. Apparently you can tap up on the right stick to headshot a dude once they're locked on. This game has a lock-on targeting. When you look down the iron sights like that, it automatically targets the enemy. Kind of like Call of Duty. But again, it's kind of mushy, so it's not really all that snappy. It's very disappointing. Let's see if I can hop in here, give them some cover, and let's see if I can flank these guys. R1. Yeah, I want to flank them, but I gotta get closer to them. Okay, we can't hear the sound effects. That's okay. Turn down the volume. R1. R1. Yep, R1. He's in here somewhere. Darn it. Guess I can just run up to him and punch him. Can I get to him from here? Can't hit him from here. Just a second. Let's go around the other side, guys. You. Sit. You. Get too far away. Oh, they're gonna flank me. They're gonna flank me. Hold on. Hold on. Yeah. I'm gonna go around. That guy's pretty deep. I can't get to him. I did get the guy up high. Can I flank around the other side? Just a second. I'm gonna flank around the other side. Maybe some cover over here. Yeah, those guys are up there. There he goes. Circle to reload. Got him. Got him. Just a flesh wound. Got him a second time, though. Okay, we got plenty of bullets. Let's loot some dead bodies for more bullets. And one more guy over there. Is he on the other side of the house? He's in front of the house. Can't see him. There he is. Okay, we're gonna flank him. There you are. What up, bro? Shot him in the back. Gangster. Let's get to loot these guys for bullets. Oh, this guy's gonna follow me, huh? Where you at, son? R1. You. I'm a bit slow in the trigger there. That's okay. We'll move eventually. I'm trying to see if I can loot these people. Guess I can't loot them. I guess we're moving up. Okay, I think I got more bullets. Okay, I can't loot them yet. We'll loot them later, whatever. Right. Okay, let's go faster with the X button. Okay, he's up there. No, he's on the other side. There he is. Okay, one more. You. Down he goes. The last one, right? He thinks that's all of them. So now we can loot. And don't worry, there'll be another wave coming, you know, another zombie wave. That's all that thought. So we're here for healing items and hopefully some more bullets. We should have plenty of bullets, though, let's be honest. These guys are probably going to increase my my money stash, you know, my asset, my net worth by about 10 or 11%. Because these guys have a couple of quarters, basically. Not a lot of money. I got like $3 right now. So here they come. So we can't loot anymore. You can see the bodies, these X's you see on the mini-map. The black ones are the bodies I haven't looted. The light gray ones are the ones I already have looted. A couple more guys up there. There's a guy here by the outhouse. Already took him out. So we're going to flank these guys by sticking to the sides here. Because they're coming out of the trees. So I'll stay in cover behind here. Not there. Here. There we go. And we can flank them from there. I don't need... They want me to use Deadeye. I don't really need it. I might use it once. Okay, while aiming, press R3. So, there they come. Eventually. Advance. I say we go after them. R3. So again, this isn't a particularly fraught decision or anything. On the top, on top of the radar, you can see that little eye icon. That meter slowly dropping. Probably should defend it instead of attacking. Not him. You. There he goes. Yeah, get rid of that. I don't need any more Deadeye. Maybe I do. Now I don't. One more. He's a bad guy, so he goes down. How many more we got? Circle button to reload. Are they on the other side? I don't think I can flank them anymore. I can stay behind cover here on these trees. Who wants some? Got them. Yeah, we got them all. And the red icons turned yellow, which means they're running away. We got a bunch of black X's here, so let's loot them. L1 for the weapon wheel, R1 for the item wheel. Use the right stick. Then release R1. Again, very clumsy, but there we go. Select Deadeye Tonic. R1 up there, Release R1. Sorry, release L1. That is very cumbersome. I have to practice that. I thought Skyrim was cumbersome. Just kind of get used to it after a while. Yeah, there are so many black X's around here, man. I'm just gonna grab whatever. See, this part of the game's okay, but again, the shooting controls aren't that tight. So everything feels really heavy, way heavier than it should, I think. And now again, that was a lot of setup for not very much payoff either, which is the other problem. So I mean, you know, it's an interesting little sandbox area, but this game isn't trying to be Far Cry or anything. The idea of walking into a sandbox area and getting into a shootout like this with some wave-based, you know, combat is okay. It's just, again, too much setup. It took me half an hour to get to this part. And most of that was just walking. Holding down the X button and letting the horses just walk over to the destination. I mean, what was the point of that? Again, so many just bizarre decisions these Grand Theft Auto games. These Rockstar games make so many weird decisions because they have all the money in the world. So it's like, okay, that gives them a bunch of freedom, but you know, it's like you gave these guys $100 million to make a video game, and what are they doing? Well, they didn't spend all that crunch time fixing the controls or making the game easier to control and making it less frustrating to play with fast travel or anything like that, or skippable cutscenes. Well, Platinum Band. You said, yeah, we're going to improve the testicle shrinking animation on the horses, apparently. The gonad shrinking animation. I'm like, is that what you spent all your time doing during QA? Because they certainly didn't spend any time trying to make the looting any faster. Or the traversal any less frustrating. I mean, if this game had come out in like 2005, I would understand, because maybe we didn't know any better. But this game came out after Skyrim. It came out after, you know, Kings of Amalur. They would have figured that out by now. I get it. They're not trying to be like a open world God of War game. I get it. The problem is that they're trying to be. I guess my problem is they're trying to be They're trying to be an open world Rockstar game, as janky as they are. They don't seem to have learned anything from anybody else, as far as like actually making your character, you know, move around this world. They haven't learned anything. Everything's just clumsy because they don't want to spend the time to actually come up with a decent, you know. I guess they don't want to spend the time to come up with a decent, you know, a character that's reasonable to control. I'm still looting. Give me a second, dude. I'm collecting all of this stuff. I might not even need to do this. I'm doing the Skyrim thing of looting the camp for dead bodies, hoping that I can get some decent loot. See, 10, 11, 12% boost to my income's not bad. So I guess I'll finish up the video by showing you how long it takes for me to walk back. Because like I said, I have to document this because that's how frustrating. This is why I'm giving up on this game so many times. It's just so frustrating to have to keep going through all this downtime. It's just completely unrewarding. It just doesn't respect my time. I mean, again, at least when I'm playing Death Stranding, I'm actually trying to work out the logistics of getting from point A to point B without, you know, screwing things up. I want to be more efficient. I mean, there's no real way to be more efficient in this game. I mean, sure, you could speed run it. I'm curious what the speedrunners are doing. I have to mind up going to some YouTube videos before the football games tomorrow to see what they're doing. Because I mean, anyone who can speed run this part of the game in less than an hour must be doing great. Because I don't know how many opportunities there are to skip, you know, to skip around. Because you know, in those speed runs, you know, they always have like downtime where they say, yeah, now's the time to read donations, or here's the time where we can vamp so that we can talk about what the game allows you to do, and we're going to talk about strategies, you know, long-term strategies. But yeah, it's just, again, I'm not going to be that guy, so I'm not going to chip too hard on this criticism, but clearly they did not make this game for people who spent the last 20 years playing open world games. They made this game for people who might have played, you know, Grand Theft Auto 4, Grand Theft Auto 5, Red Dead Revolver. And the first Red Dead Redemption, obviously. They didn't make this game for people who've played other open world games in the last 20 years. So they iterated on what Rockstar's been doing lately, but not much more than that, unfortunately. They're going to do their own things. They got all the money in the world, the walled garden. Except they're not like Nintendo, where they try to refine things to make them better. They're trying to refine their storytelling. Because like I said, why set up a movie studio when you can just spend $100 million making a video game instead? Making a machinima, a cinematic machinima, and you're guaranteed to make $500,000 just by putting this crap out there. I mean, this game probably sold like 6-7 million copies. And that's just the physical copies. I mean, the digital version is probably another 3 or 4 million. So this game probably brought in $500 million of revenue for Rockstar. So what incentive do they have to actually make their games run better? Or at least just play better, control better, have better pacing? There's no incentive for them to do that. They're too busy making movies. Like Kojima. Although Kojima seems to... I mean, this game has mechanics on top of mechanics, too. Let's be fair. Where am I going? I'm supposed to search, so I forgot to search the cabin. There's a safe in here I'm supposed to investigate. I mean, Kojima's making, pretentious, cinematic, auteurish projects, too. It's just... The difference is that his games don't involve shooting so much anymore, apparently. And look, I mean, that's the other thing. I mean, that game's a lot more non-violent than this game, but it's also more engaging, I think. Because it's not just about sitting back and letting the game play you. It's about figuring out how to interact with this really complex world where tripping over a rock is a fail state. You're making decisions in that game and you're constantly trying to optimize how you play it. So it's repetitive in the sense that, yeah, you're trying to find better ways to do what it is you're doing, but there's a lot more going on moment to moment than in this game, which just feels like, it's stultifying. Okay, we're going to skip this. Because like I said, we're going to skip every cutscene we can. This is not that kind of channel. Even if it were, we're not interested. I mean, yeah, we have fun. We have fun clowning on anime sometimes, but this isn't the kind of... Every doofus on YouTube is doing a cutscene video. Of Red Dead Redemption 2. I understand that. But like I said, I spent the last 3-4 hours of this game wishing I was playing Death Stranding. Playing something that's less boring than playing something that's less boring. So I'm going to hold down the X button now that I've gone to the cinematic camera. Again, if you hold down the trackpad, you go to the cinematic camera mode, which means you can completely ignore everything that's going on and just hold down the X button. So you get to save that. So you can't skip this. And by the way, you also can't save here. But let me just show you that. You can't save here. Let's say I want to save this. So I don't have to go through that all over again. It's under progress, right? No, story. I can't save here. Now, again, the game's making breadcrumb saves, so that's not the problem. Problem is, I gotta sit through this for the next 10 minutes. So this game here's our opportunity to have a conversation, I guess, about a one-way conversation about the difference between boring and deliberate. For instance, why am I playing 40 hours of Death Stranding and I'm not willing to play more than 4 hours of this game? Well, again, stuff like this. If this were Death Stranding, traversal might be more meaningful. But by comparison, if Death Stranding were more like this, it wouldn't be about encumbrance mechanics or, mashing on the R1 button to scan your surroundings to make sure your horse doesn't trip over a rock and you fail. If Death Stranding were more like this, you would just hold down the X button for 10 minutes. And then you would get to a BT sequence and have to, basically just follow a very obvious... You would have to go on rails. Oh, wait, hold on. See, this part's on rails, kind of. You gotta hold down the X button. I can't go to, what do you call it, view? I can't go to a cinematic view. Hold down, right stick, release L1, and I got my lasso. Now, eventually we're going to get close enough. I actually failed this mission the first time because I wasn't running fast enough. I guess I wasn't holding down the X button enough. Eventually the horse is going to kick him off, so we'll get close to him, and then we'll be able to wrap them up as soon as the horse bucks them. Again, it's not really that challenging. Just hold down the X button and do what the game tells you to do. It's a glorified cutscene. No strategy to this. Horse bonding's increased. Yeah, I could throw him off the horse. Like I said, eventually he'll just be kicked off the horse. L1, R2, got him. so I didn't get to throw him off the horse. Triangle button. Okay, so he's not gonna move. Well, the circle button down to hog time. Dead or alive, you're coming with me. Got a lot of rope in this game, just like an Undead Nightmare. Another Rockstar game I gave up on very quickly, like 4 or 5 hours. Again, Volition eats their lunch, their dinner, their dessert, and their second and third breakfasts. Volition basically solved the problem of how you handle, open world shooting and traversal with the Saints Row 3 and 4 games. But obviously this game isn't trying to be a power fantasy, and neither was GTA 4. I mean, the whole bit, and I'm just going to hold, and I'm going to do the cinematic camera, and I'm just going to hold down the X button so we can proceed automatically down this path back to the camp. So in Saints Row 3 and 4, Volition said, okay, we're going to go crazy. We're going to stop making Grand Theft Auto clones. We're going to start making, Fast and Furious sequels. We're going to make games where we jump out of planes and shoot people while they're without a parachute, and then grab their parachute from them. That kind of crap. Which I love, because at least the game controls well. The dual stick shooting controls are great. That was one thing GTA never really got right, until maybe GTA 5, maybe. But GTA 4 is a freaking mess. I have videos of GTA 4. I tried to play the Xbox 360 version, and it drove me nuts. I played it for a couple of hours. I'm like, I'm driving around these really, I'm driving around these really boring neighborhoods. I'm constantly dodging traffic, and I'm doing fetch quests. And then occasionally I'll leave my car and I'll punch somebody by mashing on the X button 50 times until they keel over and I complete the mission. Then I drive back to my hideout and do the exact same thing. Now, apparently GTA 4 is a very good story, so that's apparently the reason why people like it, but in the end, it's just a mediocre open world game that, obviously, Saints Row 3 is too weird, it's too over the top. Well, GTA 4 is a game where, okay, you can punch old ladies for their money and then steal, sports cars and lead cops on a chase that increases your wanted level for half an hour, and then you can just go back to doing the story mission about being a somber Eastern European immigrant, I suppose. But I wasn't particularly compelled by anything else. I was looking for the fun to be had in that game, and I couldn't find it. So I said, screw this, I'll play a game that I know is fun, and I'm going to play a Saints Row 3. And in fact, I need to get back to playing Saints Row, because I was playing Saints Row 3 on PC a while ago. It doesn't run that well on laptops, at least not on budget laptops, but it runs reasonably well. It runs reasonably well on budget video cards. Like I had a Radeon 240 and the game ran just fine. I would argue Saints Row 4 probably ran better. But it was one of those games where it's like, Saints Row 3 was the game I wished I was playing when I was playing all those Grand Theft Auto 3 games. I played all the Grand Theft Auto 3 games. And I played GTA 4, and I'm like, why should I play this? I mean, for years, Saints Row 3 hadn't come out yet, so I was saying, I've been told this game is fun, but it seems kind of boring. And then Saints Row 3 came out, and I said, okay, this is the game this is the game that I wanted to play all those years I was playing GTA 3 games and being bored out of my mind. So Grand Theft Auto 4 comes out, and I said, sorry, I've already played Saints Row 3. I can't play Grand Theft Auto 4. Now, obviously, I was late to the party because Grand Theft Auto 4 came out in, 2009, I think? So it's like, again, Volition eats these guys' lunches. I mean, so it's just... Dismount my horse with the triangle button. Press the square button. I'm trying to hitch the horse. I thought I had to press the square button to hitch the horse, but never mind. We'll just hold down the square button. The mission's over anyway, so whatever. Gonna carry him back to the cabin. Do you even lift, bro? There's nothing else I can do here, really. See, I like the lighting in this game. The lighting is actually very good in this game. It's another one of those things you can only really do well on a modern console. I don't think it would have worked nearly as well in the old ones. Although you might have had to spend a bunch of time optimizing your engine so that the lighting wasn't too demanding. If you read up on Nier Automata's performance issues on PC and on the PS4, the game has a weird global illumination solution that's really, really bad. Like, it's really taxing. And the game looks fine, but that global illumination solution they're doing is just really harsh. Like, it slaughters at least a dozen frames from your frame rate in that game. Mission brief. Catch and hog tie him. Within 45 seconds, nope. Kill 3 O'Driscolls in the same dead I use, nope. Complete within 15 minutes, 30 seconds, nope. 15 shots, nope. Complete the mission without taking any health items, nope. You didn't do a single one. You can redo that mission if you want, and I'm not, because I don't care. I don't care like Ed Sheeran and Justin Bieber. So I don't want to do that again, but actually I kind of want to create a manual save here. So let's see if I can do that. Yes, the map. So what I really want to do is, so I guess the mission was to, oh yeah, Pearson has a hunting mission for me. Before we do that, we're going to make a manual save. Can I do that? Not here. Because I wanted to save here. Yes, I can save in between the two missions. So I got to save here after I complete the train mission. I got to save here where I started the video, and I'm going to make a save here. If I could copy, it'd be great, but that's not the way it works. I should mention that even though I'm playing this game in the dead of winter, and this is a snow-based opening to the game in the middle of winter right now, it's 70 degrees today here in DC, and I'm not complaining about that. I'm not complaining at all. In fact, I kind of wish it had gotten warmer sooner because I ran out of windshield wiper fluid, and I had to refill my tank in 20-degree weather. That wasn't fun. But now that it's warm, I can fill up my tank full of gas and not worry about freezing my limbs off. So that's cool, I guess. Jose. I like the way they spell Jose. Like it's extra gringo. I guess I'm not going to do that. So let's ride our horse. Well, let's ride off in a particular direction. Let's finish up the video with some exploration. We'll do just a little open worlding in this open world game. We want to go south, though, right? I get to practice a bit. So how far south of the game let me go? Probably not. Is this Arizona? Well, it's fake Arizona. Yeah, so we'll go south. Let's just see what happens if we go south before we end the video. So again, yeah, that was all. So again, how much time did we spend actually doing stuff that was interesting and challenging and meaningful? You know, mechanically meaningful. Like, did we make any like really challenging? You know, did we make any dangerous decisions? Did we spend a lot of time worrying about tactics? Well, not really. So again, there was a whole lot of setup for not very much payoff. That's pretty much how I feel about this game in general. It's just a lot of nothing. And eventually, so in other words, if this game were about half as long, ah, crap, I gotta leave. That's how they get your progress, huh? Yeah, it's cold, it's windy. That. Wow, a horse died. See, Red Dead Redemption. So much for this open world game, kids. I mean, right? So that's how the game gates your progress, huh? Hold down the options button. So yeah, the game's like, yeah, don't stray too far from camp. It's too cold. Gated progress. Didn't know it was that bad. Let's load a new game. I had no idea the game was that bad about it. So let's go back here. This makes the game seem even worse. Okay, Again, I'm the guy who is, as much as I love Skyrim, I would not complain in the least if I could skip that 30-minute, that unskippable 30-minute prologue. Would not complain at all. In fact, it's been modded out of the PC version. I'll probably get around to playing that particular mod eventually. Like I don't know if it's a quick start mod. I think you just start in a prison. I think you start in a prison and not in Helgen. I think it's a prison like in not Dawnstar, Falkreath. I think you're in a Falkreath prison. They just dump you, and then you just start the game. You don't have to do the tutorial or anything. I'm like, now I kind of want to play that version now, because you get a much quicker start. And Lord knows I have at least a dozen different variations of Skyrim where I have a dozen different game saves. Like a dozen different ground zero saves outside of Helgen once I've escaped the dragon attack. Okay, so if the weather's this bad, I'm probably not going to be allowed to do anything interesting. So I can't go south. Can I go north? If the weather is really bad, look at the wind. Actually, it's about this windy outside right now, IRL. Tennessee Walker. Pat. Yeah, let's improve our lead. Yeah, let's improve our relationship with our hoss. This is how we increase our relationship. So I'm going to lead you around by the nose, so you will gain my trust. Or I will gain your trust, actually. The video games teach you all kinds of weird social engineering tips, like, give gifts to strangers to earn their trust, that kind of thing, like in Stardew Valley. Actually, that was in Harvest Moon. Yeah, it's not creepy at all. Now, I'm playing this game so you don't have to, kids. Even though if you're watching this video, you probably don't even have a console. Pearson wants to teach me how to hunt. We'll do that later. Okay, the thunderstorms are coming through, so we'll see how it goes. I gotta close the windows. So where can I go from here? I can't go south. Maybe I can go to Karen Lake. So let's go east. East. Over here. Again, the weather's probably so bad that the game won't let me do anything else, and that's disappointing. Sad, really. Open world game, you can't do anything for 5 hours. People who said this game was a slow burn were not joking. Okay, stop leading. Triangle to get on the horse. Okay, Black Stallion, let's do this. Let's go, T'Challa. We're going east. Eventually, the game, as soon as I cross the river, the game's going to say, yeah, it's too cold, go back, your horse is going to die. Right? Yep, it's pretty bad. I'm trying to go east. It's probably too, but yeah, the weather, it's really windy and cold. No. I'm not saving this. Okay, we'll turn auto saving back on in a second. Gosh, I'm probably going to just load the game. Actually, how far away is the lake from here? It's just a river. So if I add a waypoint here, how quickly can I get to the lake? Cinematic camera. So I'll just follow the road till the game kills my horse. That'll be how we end the video. We'll hold down the X button and follow this path. But it's probably too cold for us to go anywhere. So again, hold down the trackpad for the cinematic camera, then hold down the X button to follow the path the game gives you. Automatic driving. I like that. That's one part of the game I like. I want to say Far Cry 4 and 5 did that, and Assassin's Creed does that too. Yet the game wants me to leave. Okay, so I don't have a choice. I can't go out. So the game is saying very clearly that we're not allowed to leave the camp till we complete that next mission. Open world games, am I right? I'll tell you what, we'll load another game save and then we'll just go back. Screw this game. We'll do another video before we end, but we got a few more videos in this playlist. In fact, I'm pretty certain I made at least one video in the Xbox One version, so I'll multiplex the audio commentary with the game audio later. I might not even need the game audio, frankly. But yeah, this game has frustrated me to no end, and it's disappointing. This sounds weird, but I kind of wish the game were less popular. That would save me ever so much heartache. So we'll see how long it takes to load. Actually, we've already established how long it takes to load. Load times are very bad. So we'll stop the video here. We'll come back later.